Did you know that if you are living with your partner, even without a marriage certificate, you could still be entitled to property you've acquired together? What do I mean? In this case, it's about the cohabiting couples. So what is cohabiting? Cohabiting is simply a situation where a man and woman stay together, but they are not officially married. Here's the problem. Many couples break up and one person walks away with everything, while the other loses it all, simply because they don't know the law. But listen, in a recent case of Kabuye Robert versus Nanyonga Topista, court confirmed that cohabiting partners can have a share in property they acquired during their relationship. That is huge for Ugandans. That is good news, because we all know that most of the relationships in Uganda are not formal. You can find a couple that has lived for more than 20 years, 30 years, when they are not officially married. They don't have a marriage certificate. And in most cases, upon their separation, one of the parties to this relationship walks away with nothing, while the other walks away with everything. And in most cases, these are the women, the vulnerable women, who walk away with nothing simply because they didn't know the law, they didn't formalize their relationship, they have no marriage certificate, so they end up losing it all because previously the law had not covered the unmarried couples or the cohabiting couples. Now, imagine walking away from a relationship empty-handed, or instead knowing your rights and securing your future. That knowledge makes all the difference. We are committed to sensitizing you about the law so that you don't be left in the dark. Follow us, because ignorance of the law is not a defense. So I'll briefly explain the facts of this case so that you learn a lesson out of it. So in this case, the appellant, who was Kabuye Robert, stayed with his ex-girlfriend, Nanyonga Topista, since 1998. And they stayed for a period of around 18 years. They separated in 2018. They had no child since the woman was barren. They were staying at Ndeje, Rubugumu, Makinde Sabagabo, where they had bought land and constructed rental units. However, after separation, the appellant, Kabuye Robert, requested his ex-girlfriend, Nanyonga Topista, to vacate the premises and let Kabuye's new wife, whom he had married, to enter the house where Topista, Nanyonga, had occupied, which Nanyonga refused, prompting Kabuye to file a civil suit at the Chief Magistrate Court. Kabuye lost the suit, or lost the case at the Chief Magistrate Court, and appealed against the decision of the Chief Magistrate to the High Court. The judge at High Court upheld the decision of the lower court, which is the Chief Magistrate Court, but on the issue of the remedies, the judge stated that both parties are entitled to property they acquired during their relationship. And the judge also stated that it was really unfair, after both parties staying together for a period of more than 18 years, for one of them to leave the relationship with nothing. That's why the land judge awarded both parties a share to the property they acquired. This is a landmark decision which has granted cohabiting couples or partners authority to share property upon their separation. Thank you for listening.